Hello ladies and gents, I am Anadiffin, and welcome back to From the Depths, Ashes of the Empire, Community Edition. So let us have a look at the vehicles we're going to be utilising in today's episode. To start with, we have the AG-60 Havoc by Max Muster. It is a hovering helicopter, or style thing, from, I believe, the game G-Police, which was quite a little fun game. So what's it armed with? It's armed with what appears to be a rocket and a simple autocannon at the base there. Quite an erratic motion there. It's a very erratic motion, able to dodge a lot. I wonder if it's actually got a lure box in it. Let's have a look. Yes, we have got a lure box. Ah, so there is. It's got lure code in. That's fine. I thought its movement pattern was a little bit too erratic for the default motion, but it does make this a very cheap little helicopter a remarkable force to be reckoned with, and being a few thousand materials and able to withstand a considerable output of damage due to being able to dodge the vast majority of projectiles. It'd be quite fun to watch. Next up, we have one of Charcharodon's design, the Feral Fibris, a rather considerable lump of tank, very strong landship here. Lots of heavy armour, and a lot of guns. Should be quite something to behold. It's quite a slow landship, it seems, but does launch quite the barrage of projectiles at its foes. It seems to be turning particularly well, but again that's be likely due to the way the wheels and that function at the moment. So it doesn't seem to have too much difficulty, as it does have a good arc with its 2-4 guns. Not as ridiculously overpowered as some of the vehicles from Charcharodon, but definitely a very strong competitor, and is quite a little bit cheaper than some of the others. It has a little bit of a tendency for shells to bounce off, and it's going to be a bit of a problem against things a little bit tougher than the Just One Gypsies, which have more metal and heavy armour. So it could be a little bit of an issue. But the resilience of this vehicle is not to be understated, and will mean it's going to do very well against inbound fire. Against the flares though, it is a little bit slow, so it could get eaten up by some ramming vehicles. Next up, we have the K1K Mobile Gun Chassis by Tostov. Fairly simple-ish looking hover, but has what seems to be a big railgun. Yep, that is quite a significant railgun. Bit of a glass cannon design, no doubt, and I expect could take a nasty hit and explode rather violently. But it's fast, and it's got a big gun. Simple laser there as well. Gives it that little bit of extra damage output at close range. Gives it a little bit of a hit scan capability to go alongside. It's quite a potent shell there. It's already disabled the majority of its target. Yeah, very strong shells, and its fast movement is proving it very difficult to be shot at. Took a direct hit there and didn't really slow down. Seems to have multiple redundancy in its movement capability as well, which for a hover vehicle is very, very important. Doesn't though seem to have too much in terms of rapid repair capability, and that could prove to be an issue in a more extended battle. From Rich Dastardly we have the Hornet 5 anti-tank version. It is a very potent helicopter. Apparently it's armed with a good strong laser. This is the one I'm thinking it is anyway. Which actually informed me that the more expensive variant of this is incredibly potent in the campaign of Nita. Seeing how it's already cored its target in very short order. There's a good range of missiles along with that rather strong laser, it seems. It's taken out one target immediately. And already just detonated the main gun. The laser seems to be doing the primary damage, but those missiles just helping clear out some additional blocks, which is what they're very good at doing. See, the damage taken is very negligible. This should prove to be a very strong contender. It would be nice to have something with a strong flying laser, much like the Laser Heavy Fighter by Tostov. Just like something quite different, because although that fight has been incredibly effective, I would like another competitor to it in my forces. Finally, we have the TA-120 by Eagle. Right, a nice looking tank here. Got a modern looking style, some very, very nice aesthetics around with the components inside, all the little doodads and bits all around here. Very nice looking. It's got some heavy armour skids along the bottom, which is very important, keeping those wheels nice and protected, and should prevent any damage from getting underneath, which I believe has been a significant problem for some of the other vehicles. It does only have light fittings protecting some of the engines though, so an explosive at the bottom may not destroy the tank, but it could disable it. Could be a bit of a problem. Let's see how well the weapon performs. Explosion land underneath it. See, it does cause a bit of damage, but otherwise it's quite sturdy. Let's see if it goes something a little bit quicker for it to maybe move after. With a resilient brick, it seems to be doing quite well. Its very stationary ability could prove to be a problem against the flares, as they might end up just ramming it into destruction. Also, against cram it could be a bit of a problem. Thankfully, the flares don't seem to utilise that much cram weaponry, but the rams could prove to be a real problem. Otherwise, it's quite a strong, very sturdy tank design. I just feel against the flares it is going to suffer a little bit due to its, well, more stationary combat style and fairly slow projectile compared to others I have been utilising recently. But great aesthetics there, and do definitely look forward to seeing how well it performs against the flares in the campaign. So we are with the primary community force to start with, and going to add on Chardon's design, the Havoc, and I think the Hornet. And then over at the secondary force, let's add in the mobile gun chassis and the Eagle. So that should do nicely. While those are repairing up, get them moving. This one south towards this tile. This one's ready to pretty much go and attack this tile here almost straight away. Going to attack that tile. You're going to attack that tile. And we'll see how well these new vehicles perform in battle. Third air wing coming straight over. The C220 and the mobile gun chassis are ready to go, along with the rocket artillery, quite a few other vehicles. Let's begin the battle. Where is the enemy? The enemy is over here. Let us unpause and see how it all goes. Immediately a big barrage of kinetic death fires towards my stuff, but minimal damage is sustained, it seems. Nuke goes off against the flares, damaging their own vehicles. Gun chassis moving right in. Looks like it just sliced off the turret top there. He's using its simple lasers to try and down planes. Heavy fighter taking out the spike, isn't it? Yep, the spike, which is now falling out the sky as it is too slow to sustain natural flight. Missiles essentially now finishing it off. It doesn't seem to be moving much at all. It is now moving. I was wondering if it was actually stuck. Oh, and we have the Chaos inbound. It's being slowed up before it can destroy too much. It's now moved again. Hellcast trying to keep some of the tanks alive. Panzer IV just ramming into the rear of the tank there, but it fires and blows it to pieces. Hellcast though keeps it just about alive. Panzer IV though is not doing too well. Isn't dead yet. It looks like the repair was enough to keep it alive. Chaos though has been knocked off course, so it is no longer a super threat except for the Panzer IV. Extremely close miss there. Chaos is taking a bit more damage because it can't turn quick enough with the damage it has sustained. does seem that all this small amount of damage is going to be enough to make it 2 damaged or eventually claw its way through to the AI. That said, Chaos is coming in for a ramming attack. It's reached the mining drone. The mining drone is torn to pieces as I level up. So goodbye, mining drone. You have been defeated and will not be replaced this episode. Chaos is now 2 damaged and will momentarily despawn. The enemy vehicle comes in, though immediately the gun carrier has fired upon it, doing a minimal amount of damage to start with, but it does seem to have darkened a lot of blocks. Priest though coming in to try and ram the Panzer IV. Which it does, but seems to sustain more damage in itself than it deals. It's knocked to the side by a strong strike and knocked over on its side, so now it is rotating and falling down, which should momentarily be annihilated. Jump out over towards it. See if we can't get into the AI internally in this thing. I don't know where else it is. The battle is finished, as it has been captured. Excellent. Let's pull all. By mining drone. It would have been much better use earlier on. But here we go, we get to scrap that for 10k material as well. It's nice. Right, as I was spinning on time, the primary force down towards the south got attacked. So let's see what we're facing. A couple of spikes there, Forsaken, Cataphracts, spikes, quite a few various designs. Let's begin this big battle and see how it all proceeds. New vehicles will spawn, though, are at the rear of the force. This could prove a little bit of difficulty to the ones at the front, which are probably going to get rammed to pieces by these strong ramming vehicles. They managed to get out of the way quick enough. And the Hornet helicopter is doing quite well. Seems to have just torn through the AI of one of the spikes there. Cataphracts has begun eating through this tank here, tearing off half the front there. This land system is doing quite well to try and prevent any further missile strikes against my stuff. Pancake tank rammed into one of our own vehicles, or spawned inside of it, and was annihilated. So, goodbye Pancake tank. You have been fun. The remnants of this spike here are slowly fluttering around. It's eventually going to get torn to pieces by the laser, but then a slug cannon shell struck it from below, making it 2 damaged. Charcharodon's tank is taking a lot of blue-on-blue strikes. There's just no worse for the wear. It's just taking it all and carrying on fighting. Final Priest taking sort of laser strikes at the front. And then a big barrage of missiles struck at the behind there. Yep, it is the priest. I wasn't too sure because, well, it's lost most of its components, so it was difficult to recognise. And there we go. Target is 2 damaged. Excellent. Oh, there's another one spawned in, but right in the middle of my forces. Just launch into the air straight away. Lost its primary gun. Most of its range of motion has already been destroyed. Yep, that went kaboom rather quickly. Excellent. Rather well done. Only casualty was the Hachiroku, the pancake tank. But otherwise, rather effective battle there. Okay. Had a 17th Air Wing has decided to attack the secondary force, which hasn't finished repairing yet. So once we get them repaired up, then we will engage in this combat, which is also going to be a 2-part combat. So that's going to be interesting. Well, we have to begin the battle regardless. Wouldn't let me keep on holding off any longer. And then, let's begin the battle. And see how everything progresses. Buzzsaw design flying in as quickly as possible. Skimming along the ground. The nukes comes nearby and is detonated early. It does provide cover for the ramming designs, but they are defeated before they get to their ram in. This tank has decided to try and take on planes, which is a really dumb idea, considering how erratic and fast the planes are. Manages to ram one of the tanks, but the tank takes minimal damage. It does take significant damage at the side, but if it was firing its main gun, it would be able to launch those into its target and cause significant damage, not just minimal. Another sitting duck. Everything can easily fire upon it, including the cram cannon. Just pen depth inside and just cause out the internal components. Flares now spawn out one of their larger vehicles. Immediately begins tearing through over one of the flyers, it seems. Is that the simple jet? That is the simple jet. Which unfortunately has run out of fuel. All its engines have been destroyed. Yep. That's going to take significant amounts of damage now. It's far away from the rest of my forces. It's probably run out of fuel being so far away. All tanks force being destroyed. And in fact, I'm going to try and capture this thing. And I got shot and killed. Fantastic. Very difficult to tell what's going on now, due to the very poor weather conditions. As he's stuck in his tank, there we go, I'm back out of it now. Let's go observe the combat as it normally progresses. I don't feel like I'm able to get over to it easily. Oh, hang on. Miranda's right next to it. At least I'm a lot closer, even if it is moving away at incredible speed. Oh, big. I think it was a big chain explosion, the rear gun detonating. Yes, it was. Yeah, that seems to have slowed it right down as well, as the explosions has taken out the vast majority of the rear components of the vehicle. Let's try and make way into the craft as soon as possible. I know the AI is in here somewhere. There's more parts of AI, isn't it? Oh, it's 2 damaged now, it seems. And I got myself killed. Fantastic. Well, it's close, I guess. Didn't manage to take out the AI. Yeah, a lot taking a fair bit, a little bit of damage here and there. Some of them more so than others. Come on. Let's capture it. There we go. So, the Slayer. Scrap that for resources. Pull all. Okay, so the mobile gun chassis was destroyed. I was only added this episode, so I'll add that back in. Oh no, the fighter bomb was killed. Fortunately, we do have another one of these types of ones, but the fighter bomber will be deleted. It's the other one is red because it goes faster. Another Flare's attack force is coming in now. So let's wait for the mobile gun chassis to finish repairing up, and then we will engage in this combat as well. There we go. Let's begin this battle now. We quite considerably outnumber them. We have a very large force against only a few of their vehicles. We have spawned in very close proximity to each other, so it looks like the ramming. Oh, the nukes almost detonated before, early. Is the next one going to get in? Nope, it was struck by a solid missile strike before that occurred. This one has main gun detonated, making it 2 damaged. As is the other one. Big strike in the middle, completely gutting out the internals there. Which leaves the chaos. The gun carriage spawned it in an absolutely atrocious position, getting racked by the particle accelerator. Chaos is actually having difficulty turning it to face its target. That's going after the escorter, which, as I mentioned when I reviewed it, it moves back very quickly, and if it is able to maintain that distance, which it is, it's causing the flares a great deal of difficulty. Guess those decided to take on another target, and it might do 2 for 1 here. that tank did not stand a chance. Being sustained by repairs somehow, but no. Has been defeated. D20 just, again, just sitting there, and that could very well have been it rammed there. Let's just scrap you, because I don't want you being repairing and using up all my resources during this fight. If you're being sustained by repairs, that means you are having material spent on you. This tank doesn't seem to be moving at the moment. The Yag. That's a bit concerning. It could just be that its target is dead. Listen, battle is finished. The primary force has got a little bit more than the secondary. And the secondary one was probably what led most of the vehicles in the next episode too. Probably time for one more battle. To send the primary force in to attack this next tile. Just wait for them to come to me because I don't want to have a fight with them in the water. It just seems a little bit unfair. I outnumber them enough as it is, let alone making them even less advantage. Let us begin the battle. Immediately there seems to be collisions with their vehicles and in turn explosions. As you get torn to pieces. And you get launched across the top of the buzzsaw there. It's going straight for Charodon's design. Which is got hit. But has managed to angle itself so it takes minimal damage. Though the heavy beams gradually getting churned to pieces there. Look at that. And didn't realise I was actually spawned on a plane, so as soon as it came in, things went wrong. Okay, so the pistol's just eaten through almost the entirety of the tank there. That's quite painful. And the vehicle was, though, churned up and eaten alive. The turret didn't pop, but all the externals were churned up by this Ravager. This tank's taking no prisoners, taking vengeance for its fallen comrade. Both which targets now 2 damaged. As is the flare target which attacked Charodon's beast of a land ship. Which isn't dead, but it is disabled. Chaos once more is trying to move forwards, but it's incredibly slow, getting buffeted back by multiple missiles and explosions. Helicopter right over in the distance there. Still doing good work against this foe. The laser coring through the rear there, where the AI is. Oh dear. It's like the T-80 was blown to pieces. Not entirely sure what killed it, but I expect it was a friendly cannon shell up butt pipe. Okay, that tank decided that ramming one of the flares designs was the best course of action. It's caused the majority of it to be destroyed. Yep, you are not doing too well. You're now also in line for all the friendlies to shoot you in the back. good amounts of damage dealt there. And that strike, so the rear might be disabled. Looks like the AI is now exposed. Probably still a little too quick and too heavily under fire for me to capture. Still, let's jump on this. I can't see a thing because I'm down so much low on health. Let's hope that I might be able to capture it. Okay, that was a bouncing bomb. Eh. I forgot I had grenades on bouncing. There we go. The target is AI dead, though we do also have a 2 damaged vehicle on our own side as well. Oh dear. Let's pull all. What did we lose? We lost several vehicles in this. Then we lost one of the Tunguska Panzers. Lost the T-88 Dragoon assault gun. And the T-80. So despite being an overall victory, that was a very painful battle. We've lost a fair number of vehicles from our force. One another radar balloon, and that will do for this episode. So thank you very much for watching this episode of From the Depths Ashes of the Empire Community Edition. If you did enjoy the episode, please leave a like and or comment below, as it is always great to hear from you lot. Also, be sure to check out my channel for other From the Depths videos and other games, and swing by my Discord channel for more immediate chatting. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching this episode, and I shall see you next time. But until then, I'm out. Goodbye!